Gadget Fits LCD testing, order 0529, November the 2nd of November. How is this part set up? Okay, I know. I would say the packing is perfect. Hopefully nothing got damaged from the shipping. So that's what we have. Everything seems to be original. Let's compare. So one correct. Sits. Sits. We have sits, not 5. Sits plus we have 1, correct. Which is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. So far everything's been correct. 1 and 1, except for the sits. We have an extra one. So we can begin testing now. Just It's not turned on at all. Okay, so this one seems to not turn on, which is most likely going to be no power. Which means broken. We'll try one more time. For now, we'll put it there. That works. There's a bit of fog on this LCD, bottom side and the top. White screen looks good. Pretty great. Broken. That's broken as well. I always like to make sure, see, when it's not completely clear, because on that one you could see the cracks, right? Like it was completely obvious, but on this one you could only see that pink line and everything else was black. So it could be just a flats, or it could be that it wasn't completely plugged in. Depends when completely plugged into the board. So that was probably what it was. That's why it's good to check again when it's now 100% clear. So this one's gonna be A grade. This one was no display, it didn't show any display. So we'll do the same thing, we'll try one more time. There. Touch works. That will be A grade. I see a dead pixel on this one. A couple of dead pixels right on this side. White screen doesn't look to have any bruises or anything, so that will be B grade. Let's go with the next one. Sounds broken. And these are clearly broken, so that's why I don't try them again, because it's obvious, right? But whenever it's not 100% obvious, you do have to recheck it, you know, a couple of times. Which is what I do. That's how it's supposed to be. This one has a kind of purplish bruise in the bottom of the LCD. This one I think I can show you because it's a lot more clear than a dead pixel. It might be a little bit more visible. See right down there. So these are visible on camera, but anything else usually is pretty hard to distinguish it on the camera. This is secret. So I'm gonna try to be showing you anything that looks sort of like that. I'll also try to show you anything that's in C grade, and I'll try to show you anything that's broken. I'll also try to show you anything that's on B grade. But the issue with B grade screens is that B grade screens usually it's only because of yellow around the white screen or dead pixels on the LCD. That's usually what makes it B. So the problem is that if I show you a white screen, the brightness of the screen doesn't let you see clearly on the camera. You know, like if it was yellow around here, you can't really tell. If it was, this one is not, but if it was, you won't be able to tell because of how bright the screen is. It doesn't capture it correctly on the camera. You know, and dead pixels, since they're so small, they're so tiny, you know, it's like to expect them to be noticeable on the camera is kind of like a stretch. So I mean, I will try to show you anything like that as we find it. If I see that it will be noticeable or something like that. Usually from this distance, fog tends to be more visible, which will be another reason for B grade. This one's completely good though. I'll be letting you know what's what as I'm testing it. And so this one's broken. You can see the lines. So like I said, usually when I just see the lines, I would retest it, but I can actually see the crack going up here. And you can actually see this thing right here going in between the crack from the bottom. And then probably another crack up there. So the other thing we could do is try to show you in the white screen. It will probably be more visible. So there, now you can see it. So it goes through here, and then it cracks again right up here. That will be broken. Okay. Our board's gonna die soon. So I think what we're gonna do is plug this one in, which is also broken. You can see the crack right down here, another one up here, and this thing right here. But since we do need to charge the board, we might as well leave it here charging. So the 8 is broken as well. So let's go over what we've done so far. So these I know I said A grade. Do have an issue with these. You do have to check flexes to make sure that they're not ripped or something, because if they are, 3D touch usually won't work correctly, which will make it C grade. It won't make it bad, but it will make it C grade. All of them are good, so I usually check them as I'm testing, you know, while I'm recording. But whenever I do test anything outside of the recording, like anything else from like people that are present, local customers, it's a little bit more different, you know, because I can go ahead and recheck them again. But I will try to check them as I'm testing with all the other ones. That was 3 A grade. That's 2 B grade. That's 1 C. That's 3 broken, which make a total of 9, which is correct. 1 iPhone 8, it was broken. Write it down. I already checked the flats on this one, it's good. These have tape on them, so I have to take this off. They usually do mess with the testing sometimes because it might be a little bit harder to see underneath it because of bubbles they create and stuff like that. Sometimes you can see things that maybe aren't even there because of it, you know, because they might have dirt in it. And you can't just like swipe it off, so you might end up being confused for like maybe a dead picture or something, which like we don't want that, right? Okay, this one looks good. This one looks good. Check flats. It's not normal to see flat issues, but it happens, you know. Especially if they're not packed correctly. If they're just like, if they're not put into like boxes. I'll show you what kind of boxes I'm talking about. They're like these kinds of boxes. Because these kind of protected a little bit from anything. It protects the flats as well, you know, since they stay in place and everything. But when they're just both together, the flats might grind against each other, you know, and it might end up causing some issues. So this one's gonna be C grade. I'll show you the process. It's right under the touch aid, on the bottom to the side, right there, the pink one, and the green one, I mean. Okay, so this was gonna be C grade. Broken. This is the iPhone 8 Plus, which is broken as well. So it could be broken because of the packing. So usually you don't want it to be too tight, and usually you want them to stay in place as well. You don't want them to bump against each other, because when they're getting shipped, you know, sometimes people don't know what's inside the box. So, and this is glass mostly, you know, and the LCD is pretty fragile as well. So sometimes people can just like be throwing it in the truck, and they might be just moving the boxes, you know, carelessly, and they could end up breaking because of that. You know, when it happens, you know. So usually you do want to put them. I would say boxes like the one I show you, the plastic box, is good. And usually, you know, box try to keep it, you know, tight. Maybe put a bit of bubble wrap like you did on this one. Except make sure that it's all around it, so that if it bounces to any place, you know, it'll be covered. You know, so for these though, we can go ahead and say the 8 Plus we tested last was broken. 7 Plus to A grade. 1 C grade. Broken we had 1. Okay. Let's do 6 Plus. I got 1. I will be right back. Hold on, let me check something. not charged. That doesn't look like that's the case. Okay, so oh wait, yeah, that is the case. This one's broken. Yeah, so that's why it wasn't turning on. It's not charged. I don't know if you can see that. It's broken. So let's let this one double charge. Okay, so this one's still charging. Yeah. This one's broken. Can you see it? Right up here, you can see the crack. It's very small. Crack, but it's there. So let's put that in here. This one's gonna be good. I just have to check the white screen, and then we'll be able to decide what color it's gonna be. Black screen's good. So far, if the white screen's good too, it'll be very good. So this one, the melt's broken. Let's try another one. I'll be right back. This one's good. Just want to get a separate, different board. That was already charged. Okay, this one. Screen looks good. It's completely great. Let's just let it turn on completely. Okay, this one black's good, but white has white on white. So that is gonna be C grade. White on white is C grade. This one looks like white on white as well. And this one's very broken. Also has white on white. So white on white can be caused because of water damage. So it could also be other reasons, but usually it's water damaged. I don't know why so far all of them have had that. supposedly these bots could have gone away. Or I don't know what it could be. This one's good. Yep, this one's good. This one's here. This one's broken. I'll show you my screen as well. Okay, so that's done. So let's do sits. Plus was A grade. Sits S. 1 A grade. 0 B grade. 3. They were over there, and 2 that were broken. So these will put them back in his box. The customer can ask for this back as well. You could ship them back. Just needs to that's also gonna go back right back in his box. So yeah. Until for a couple of days probably. And if after a couple of days from when the report's sent, if there's usually no answer, usually we'll just go ahead and dispose of it ourselves. So we had that sits S plus that was not turning on, which means that was broken. We tried it a couple of times and it wasn't turning on. Okay, so that will conclude testing for order 0529. We'll go ahead and send the report in the next few minutes.